Okay, so I'm not about to not talk about this for a while. If I am starting a video about my random thoughts, I might as well say whatever, right? So here's the deal. Coronavirus decided that it wants to come into our lives. Fine and good, there's nothing we can do about it. Point blank period. So, uh, why are you still sulking? I mean, like, what again? Of course, we're not going home in December. That sucks. Of course, I'm not eating jollof rice. That sucks. I'm not eating fried rice. That sucks. I'm not eating moi moi. Why? I'm not eating correct Indomie. I am not like eating my mom's Chinese rice, which I don't think is actually how Chinese make the Chinese rice because it tastes so awesome. And like, there's so many things that I'm missing, like my truths, my little brother, and my like a lot of things. My younger sister, well, my older brother. I miss him once in a long while. Anyways, my point is that you can't pretend that there are no upsides to this situation. Like, you just absolutely cannot. Like, first of all, ALA students, we have free internet, point blank period. I don't know about many African countries, but speaking for Nigeria, internet is not that easy to come by for cheap prices. Imagine like not having to buy over and over again, and it's way faster here. Even if you buy your free internet back home, it will take like how many hours to download a movie, okay, depending on where you live. But basically, you get the right spot. We have free internet. Guys, look at that. Really, it's really not that something to overlook. What else? We have not free electricity per se. Most of us are on scholarships. We're not being asked to pay for our stay. Most of you guys want to even have the break, but you can have the break here if you can't go home, but you don't want this 2 week break. You know what? I want a longer break too. I'm not going to pretend that I don't want a longer break. But if you think about it, tell me, tell me logically, how do you think you are going to stay here for a month or 2 months without you paying for your own electricity, your own Wi-Fi, and your own food? Like, a lot of us are already on scholarships here. I know I am. I'm not saying all of us are, but a lot of us are. So you can't just pretend that we're not and then demand to have a break from a school that probably, like, we don't know ALA's budget, or I don't know ALA's budget. There are some perks to this issue. So can you, for 2 seconds, just look at the other perks? I mean, I miss my family. I miss my friends back home in Nigeria. I miss so many things, but also I'm glad I get to spend, because if you think about it, LA is not a 2 year school per se. Remove the 2 month break they give us. That's how many months? 22 months plus December breaks. 20 months plus, like, what else? The 2 week breaks in each year, March breaks. That's what, 19 months. And then 2 years is 24 months. So you actually get to spend roughly or less than 19 months with these people you're never really going to see again, and the few friends that you're going to make as lifelong friends. So embrace the fact that you are going to end up spending more time with them than you thought. One thing you can't ignore is the fact that Seagull left like this. Like, Seagull people, they are this group that came, and then they came to our school and they were meant to stay here for a whole semester from like January, February till May 25th ish, I think. But then they came, and then 2 months haven't gone by or have barely gone by. They left so abruptly. And it was so sad seeing them leave, even though we knew they were eventually going to leave. They knew they were eventually going to leave. But it was so sad seeing them leave. So, I mean, we all want to graduate at some point, but embrace the little things we have before we graduate. You can't just pretend it's not there. Really. And on top of that, this is such a gigantic way we can develop ourselves in more ways than one. all the things we complain about that we cannot do, this is the time to do it. Like literally, we have so much energy. Oh my god. Since this corona thing started, like since I don't do sports, I don't have to walk all the way to class and back and here and there, from the class to the dining hall to the class back and then to the it's like I have conserved so much physical energy. I can use my energy. Like now when I walk into the room after classes, I don't feel like sleeping forever, even though I sleep late sometimes, but yeah. I've been meaning to like write a script because I love writing, but okay, I haven't yet, but I'm planning on doing it and I'm going to do it. And the only reason I haven't written a script is because Corona also gave me the advantage of working extra hard with the extra hours I have, that I'm not tired on my creative arts project, which I can't wait to share. Ooh. And so many other things. So maybe I don't know all the perks. Those are just the ones I can think of the top of my mind. But with every advantage comes a disadvantage. And the most important thing to remember is we are here for a reason. And you are here for a reason. And you cannot ignore. Okay, granted, not everyone came here with this place being their dream school, and not everyone came here wanting to experience here. But that fire you had burning, that reason you wanted to be a leader in this leadership school, that reason you wanted to stay here in LA, that reason you wanted to keep moving in this environment, that reason that you wanted to know the EL program, don't forget it when you're doing SE work. That reason you chose your SE, don't forget it when you're doing SE work from 3 to 5. That reason why you came to ALA, don't forget it when you're in African studies or was writing and rhetoric class. Because as much as African studies class drains me, I'm sorry, Mr. David, but that's just fact. Sometimes it drains me. Even W&R drains me, but the homework doesn't drain me that much. Still, I picked this place and I know who I'm walking towards, what I am walking towards becoming. So I know the actions I can take to not become that person. So when you think about it. Think. Like, embrace this. Even if it's not completely a good thing, it's kind of a blessing in some ways. You can't just ignore all the blessings. Like, really. And last, I know everybody doesn't share my beliefs, but Jesus has got my back. And that is fact. Like, period. Last, I am just completely fine. Because whether I stress or I don't stress, what a game. If I stress, did Corona hear me? I don't think so. If I don't stress, at least I can breathe in my brain. At least. So let's look at the perks we have and be happy as students. And for those of you who it does not concern, and are still, those of you who aren't exactly here and are still watching this video, I'd just like you to take away that lesson that with all the things that are happening, look at the blessings. I want to be home, but honestly, if I go home, I'm not really going to have electricity 247. I can't even wrap my mind right now. I have to train my mind of thinking of that before I go home. Not because I didn't live for the past 17 years of my life in a country that has been happening to me. I didn't have free internet. I didn't have constant electricity. I still wouldn't if I went home. But because I've been here for so long and I've conditioned myself that before I go home, I have to condition myself again, just like how I conditioned myself in December to go home and then come back. Like, it still has to happen. So, ultimately, think about all the things that you're missing back home, but also remember there are things that you aren't missing. You all know what I'm talking about. Like, seriously. Like, that ex that you don't want to see, Some of you guys have that. Like these politics of whatever country you're going through. And when you go home, you won't even be able to go out. Like you won't be able to go out. So I'm not really trying to say don't go home or don't miss your house. But I'm saying let's focus on the bright side and live happier lives. Anyways, I'm done with my half rants and half discussion with myself and you guys. So Jemmy G out.